Hi guys, it's Jacqueline again. Thanks for coming to watching the second Pilates video. Pilates is really important to me. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about why I do what I do and why I love it so much. I've been doing Pilates for about 10 years and I originally started because I actually used to be an athlete and I swam for Canada. I was a swimmer and I used Pilates as a way to strengthen my core and again, like from the last video we talked about, to help with my lower back pain. It really helped me. It also helped me sort of get and maintain those long, leaner muscles. Sometimes when you do a lot of weights, heavy weightlifting, I find that you don't have too much flexibility or length in the muscles, and Pilates is something that really helps achieve that. So speaking of that, today we're gonna go through something that's a little bit more for the ladies because it focuses on your adductors, which are the inner thigh muscles. So if you're looking for that thigh gap that I see all over Pinterest and Instagram, this is something that you can definitely do to help that. Another really great thing about working inner thigh is that it's hard to sort of isolate those muscles otherwise, and if you are a runner, this is amazing, especially because adductors are something that really help you drive through that running stroke. Okay, so we're gonna start now and I'm gonna take you through the exercises again. So just like last time, I really want you to try to get through 10 of each and sort of build and progress on them. Again, if something feels like it's too tough or it's too hard or you're shaking or you feel like there's too much lactic acid buildup, just relax, shake it out and start over, and you don't need to go through those harder progressions. You can stay at the beginner level and not go to intermediate. That's the great thing about Pilates, is that these small, tiny movements, they'll help you no matter what. Okay, so why don't we start? So the first thing you need to do is get on your side like a mermaid, and you can hold your head with your hand. It's really important that you stay up in this position and hold your head with your hand rather than come down here, just because it helps to stabilize the spine a little bit more and it helps to take the pressure off your neck and your upper back. So flat body, so you should be almost parallel to, well, you should be parallel to the front of your mat. I want you to take your top leg, so for me that's my right leg, and that's going to come in front. And it's kind of tough to keep this leg in front on its own, and I don't want you to focus on doing that. So all you're going to do is take your right arm and grab around your ankle, and you're going to hold it. Next thing I want you to do with your left leg, which is the one that I'm using right now, is you're going to point your toe down and your heel up. Now the reason why we do that is because we really want to focus on both bands of muscle that are in your inner thigh. So your adductors are composed of more than just one band of muscle, and if you push your toes down, your heel up, you're going to get both of them, as opposed to just regular. Another thing is that sometimes if it gets tough, people will tend to rotate their foot medially, and I don't want you to do that. I want you to always just take a look, take a peek through, and make sure that that toe's down and that heel is up. It's something that's super important for form and technique. So all we're going to do to start is a leg lift. It's pretty easy. You're just going to go up and down 10 times again. What I want you to make sure that you do here is you don't rush through it, and also don't slam onto the ground. So it's got to be like super slow and controlled, up and down. Just simple leg lifts. Again, take a peek through, make sure that your toe is down and your heel is up so that you're actually focusing on the muscle that needs to be worked. You're going to go through 10 of those. When you're done, if it's getting too tough, if it feels like it's burning, you can stop, relax. I always like to do that sometimes. And then I want you to go into the next one. So the next one, you're going to go all the way up to the very top, and come halfway down. So it's just like a little pulse. Tiny, tiny movement. Just make sure here that you're not medially rotating. Stay lateral, okay? Little tiny pulses. 10. When you're done 10 of those, again, go back into the full range of motion. All the way up, all the way down. If you want to hold at the top for about 100 of a second, that's going to be really great for maximum burn. When you're done that, just relax, shake it out, and now you're going to go into something called 3 stops. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. Hold for 100th of a second, come back down. 1, 2, 3. Come back down. 1, 2, 3. Come back down. Go through that about 10 times. Once you're done that, again, half up, half down. You're going to feel the burn quite a lot probably around now, so if it's too much, again, you can stop, just go back to the beginning. If not, just keep pushing through. fight through that burn, and then you're gonna go back into full range of motion. Driving it up and back down. Drive it up and back down. Just make sure here you're not rotating. Again, I keep saying that because it's super important. So the entire set will look something like this. 10 full range of motion, up and down repetitions, holding it at the top just for a little bit. After that, you're gonna go into the half pulse. So all the way up as high as you can go, little ones, pulsing, pulsing, pulsing for 10 repetitions, and then 3 stops. 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, down, and then from there, you're gonna go back into the full range of motion again. Okay, up and down. Making sure that you're pointing that toe down and that heel up, and relax. If you're not flexible enough to come all the way forward like how I'm doing it, all you're gonna do is bring your leg down to right where your knee is. So I don't want you to go further than that because that's gonna put too much of a pressure on this hip bone, this bursa sac that's right there. I want you to bring that heel towards that knee, and you should be able to do this. And if you want, you can hold on to this knee for stability instead of putting your hand here or holding down here, because obviously I can't even reach that. I'm quite tall, but I don't think most people can. Put your hand on that knee, and you're gonna go up and down. Again, pointing that foot down, heel up. You should still be able to do that. And if that's still too tough, if you still can't do that, then just go back to this one, because everybody can do that. When you're done, sometimes before you flip into the other side and switch legs, I like to come up and do a stretch. So you can just pull one foot in and then reach down, stretch that inner thigh out. Ideally, if you're just starting, you should go through that on one leg and then switch to the other leg and do the exact same thing. Otherwise, if you're feeling super energetic or you feel like this isn't really challenging you too much, you can go right into the next exercises. So usually when I teach my classes, I like to do the more advanced way. So instead of going from one leg to the next, all we're gonna do is come from this position and take this leg over onto the other side, okay? So now you're gonna have to sort of come more into your butt. So instead of being super straight, just lean over to the side a little bit. Not a big deal, it's just more comfortable if you come onto the fleshy, more muscular part of your bum. One hand is coming in front of your chest. That's just to support you so that you don't fall over. What I don't wanna see is hands over here. That's not gonna be good. That just puts you into an awkward position, and it's not sort of ideal. So all we're gonna do here is sort of the same thing. You don't need to focus on keeping your toe down and your heel up at all for this one. All you're gonna do is keep that foot sort of parallel to the floor, horizontal, right up at the ceiling as well. So again, up and down, sort of similar to what we just did. Now what I wanna make sure you do here is that you're not just coming up halfway. Try to get all the way up so that your two knees are parallel to each other. Always. You want to do full range of motion for Pilates because you're only banging out about 10 reps. You're not going for like a minute straight. So to get those 10 reps perfect is really, really important. And that's sort of the whole premise of Pilates, that you're not doing that many reps, but the ones that you are doing are super, super bang on technically correct. Okay, so all you're doing is up and down. You're gonna go through that for 10 reps. Another thing to make sure that you're doing in this exercise is that you're not pushing onto your toe on the leg that's not doing anything. You want to drive through your heel always. So for everything you do, drive through your heel, again, because that activates posterior chain, and that's the most important thing, especially for glute activation. And if you get onto your toe, sometimes you're putting too much pressure on that tendon, and that's not going to feel good the next day. Okay, so up and down, 10 reps. When you're done those, all I want you to do is come to the top, and then you're gonna go halfway down and halfway up. So it's sort of like what we just did in the first part with the foot on the other side. You're just doing a half pulse. 10 reps just like that, up and down. And then again, relax if you want, shake it out, and now you're gonna add in again. So sometimes I like to hover here for about a minute before I go into the next repetition just to get some sort of like isolation. And then you're gonna pull your knee into your chest and kick out. Just like you're doing a leg press at a gym, that's what it's actually called, a leg press. 10 reps of this, in and out, pushing down. What I don't wanna see is a straight toe here. It's really important that it's like a press. It's like you're kicking something away from you. So kick in 10 times, in and out, then back to the half pulse, little ones, tiny, tiny, and then again, full range of motion. Drive up, drive that knee up, make sure that they're parallel, and then you can relax. It can get tough. Even now I'm sort of dying. Next, adding in a gain. So again, come back into that leg press position where your knee is bent and your foot is flexed, and all I want you to do is lift up. This is where this hand comes in handy quite well, because sometimes you may want to fall over, but this will keep you up. So up and down. This is sort of an awkward motion, but you'll definitely feel it on your inner thigh. So going for 10 of those, and then again, pressing out, pulling in, press out, pull in, 10 reps, up and down, little ones, half pulse, 10 reps, and then full range of motion, up and down, as many as you can. Hopefully you're getting to 10. Again, if this is too much, you can just break down each exercise one at a time. You don't have to do them all in succession. But the progression is important because that's what warms up the muscles and then challenges them, and that's why you only have to do 10 reps of each thing. Next, you're adding in a gain. So you're gonna do circles. These circles are quite smaller than the ones we did in the last video. They're just like sort of like a baby circle. So literally probably staying within your heel. That's what you're gonna do. Circles forward, so counterclockwise and then clockwise. Once you're done those, bend the knee, up and down, squeezing, 10 reps. And then again, pulling the knee in, kicking it out, pulling it in, kicking it out, pull it in, kick it out, 10 reps, and then back up, halfway down, pulsing, up and down, little ones, and then full range of motion for a challenge at the end. Again, if you want, you can try to hold it for about 1/100 of a second at the top and down slow. Always drive up faster than you come down because that's also gonna really isolate that muscle. And something that I should also have mentioned is that you wanna keep your abs tight this whole time. So don't let them just flop around because you're not using them. Make sure that you're pulling in those abs, bracing hard. You should be able to feel the strength through your core as you're doing this as well. So again, just up and down, pulling it in. When you're done, again, you can either switch to the other side and do that, or if you did the leg in front and then the leg back, I would recommend doing a stretch, and the most important one would either be a butterfly like you do in yoga, or again, you can pull one leg in and then just sort of come all the way down. And I would recommend holding it for at least 30 seconds before you move on to the next exercise. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully you can walk tomorrow because those ones are really tough. But definitely if you're looking for some inner thigh stuff, that will help with that thigh gap and give you shape for your upper hips, upper thighs. That's something that you should definitely focus on. Okay, so I hope to see you again, and I hope that you're enjoying the Pilates with us. I'm really excited to be able to bring this to you, and hope to see you next time. Thanks.